The Najdorf variation is one of the most powerful weapons against 1e4, but even strong players can struggle if they are not fully prepared. Today I'm going to show you how the Fischer-Sozin Attack can dismantle the Najdorf, and attack his king in a furious fashion. While reviewing the games of the North American Championship played back in December, I stumbled upon a really brilliant game that caught my attention, and after investigating it, I found a curious thing. That was a furious attack against the Najdorf, and the thing is that it was played back in 2014 and in 2004. Almost identical games were played with a difference of 10 years. If you're a Najdorf player, you need to know the antidote against this line, and if you're an e4 player, you will be happy to add this line to your repertoire, as it's a really dangerous surprise weapon. Okay, without further ado, let's jump right into the game. The game I'm talking about was played by Andres Elias May from Mexico, and his opponent a little bit higher rated. He's a 2300, almost a 2300 from Canada, Timur Keleberda. This was played in the North American Youth in 2024. And so here we go. The Najdorf variation starts with e4, the Sicilian defense, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, and a6. This is the Najdorf variation. This is a waiting and useful move at the same time. Black will decide later if playing e6 or e5, depending on what we play as white. And well, the Fischer-Sozin continues with bishop c4. This is the Fischer-Sozin variation, a very powerful one, ideal for attacking players. And the thing is to place our bishop actively in this diagonal. Now black plays e6. This is logical. They want to block the action of this bishop, and the most normal move is bishop b3. We want to get out of a possible d5. We're also asking some information from black. What are you going to do? And the game continues with the most active, the main line, b5, and bishop g5. Very ambitious line, prepares long castle, and is really a sharp line. So bishop e7 is the most normal way to react, and queen f3. By playing a b5, black prepares bishop b7, but there is something a little bit paradoxical in here. They cannot play bishop b7 because of the sacrifice on e6. Bishop takes e6 is really strong. F takes e6, knight takes e6. Now attacking the queen and g7, and we're already gathering 3 pawns, and after something like, I don't know, queen c8, knight takes g7, king f7, knight f5, white's position is completely winning. The king is very exposed, and the power of this knight together with it, the power of the rest of the pieces, we have a winning position here. So black cannot play bishop b7. So as they cannot play bishop b7, now queen b6 is one of the moves, and the other one is queen c7. Both are main lines, but the game continues with queen b6. Now castle. We have to note that e5 now makes no sense, as d takes e5, and queen takes a8, e takes d4, and the queen is almost trapped. Castle is coming, and this one's attacked. So this is fantastic for black. So after queen b6, the normal move is to castle. Nevertheless, at some moment, e5 can be interesting. So knight b7, rook h e1, and knight c5. Pretty standard. They are defending e6, attacking our bishop, attacking the center. So everything seems pretty normal, but it actually isn't. And now what to play and get a fantastic attack? Well, the game continues with knight f5, a thematic way to attack the king. As white already plays the rook on the e file, there is an x-ray here working against black's king, and knight f5 is putting pressure on d6, on g7, on e7, so black will need to capture it. The game continues with knight takes b3, eliminating this powerful attacking piece, a takes b3, e takes f5, accepting the challenge. Yeah, it's hard to play something else. Yeah, you cannot castle, and yeah, bishop f8 is simply answered by knight takes g7, bishop takes g7, and bishop takes f6, winning a pawn and the game. So black had to accept. E takes f5, bishop takes f6, g takes f6. Yeah, black is not happy about bishop takes f6, as e takes f5 is check, and the rook falls. So g takes f6 is forced, knight d5, and the queen has to move. Now you can see that the pressure on e7 is growing, and well, for black it's really difficult, as the rook sometimes is going to fall as well. The game continued with queen d8. No big difference to play queen a5, as e takes f5 can be strong enough. We are capturing, and also capturing on f6 and capturing the rook. The rook is undefended, something like rook a7, trying to protect and get out of a8, simply runs into queen e3. And this is a complete disaster, as we are capturing the rook and the bishop. Well, and I have to mention that the check is absolutely worth nothing, as king d2, queen a5, and b4. So after knight d5, black had to play queen d8, and now simply knight takes e7. Yeah, the thing is that after knight takes e7, e takes f5 is coming, and the line, the e file is going to get open, and as the long diagonal where the rook is undefended. So king takes e7, yeah, queen takes e7 is even worse, e takes f5, attacking the queen and attacking the rook. So this is winning. So king takes e7, e takes f5, check, and again the rook is attacked, but this time at least black can play bishop e6. Yeah, I mean, we're recovering the material, and black's king is really exposed. So after f takes e6, f takes e6, the game continued with queen b7, king f8, rook takes e6, and black decided to resign, as d6 is falling, and well, black's king is absolutely dead. Yeah, this will be really easy. For example, rook b8, even the shy queen f3, followed by capturing here or capturing here, and black's king is really exposed. Yeah, the curious thing is that this position was reached in two other games. One played by Gilberto Hernandez in 2004 in Spain, and his opponent played rook c8, and after queen d5, threatening e takes f7, and well, everything is collapsing now. The king cannot move because of e7, and well, his opponent resigned. And more recently, in 2014, after f takes e6, queen b7, played by Ioana Gelip versus Irina Petrukina in the World Junior Championship under 20 in 2014, where black played queen d7, and after rook takes e6, decided to resign, as king takes e6 is simply answered by rook e1. If you like the Fischer-Sozin, I also recommend you this video I devoted to it. It's more basic, but it is really quite effective. Let me go back to move 11. Yeah, the mistake was knight c5. Pretty standard, normal, but here it was better to castle. Yeah, this is the right move. And well, the thing is that e5, again, can be answered by d takes e5. And after knight c6, yeah, because capturing on a8 is again not a good thing, because of e takes d4 and bishop b7, and the queen is in a really hard spot. So d takes e5, knight c6, bishop c5, knight takes e5, knight takes e5, rook takes e5, bishop b7, and this would have been okay for black. Another idea for black to meet e5 is playing bishop b7, and after queen h3, knight takes e5, knight takes e6, this is crazy, and bishop c8. Yeah, and this gets a very forced character, as after bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight d5, queen takes f2, rook f1, bishop takes e6, rook takes f2, now bishop g5, force, check, now queen e3. Yeah, this one is better than king b1 as bishop takes h3, g takes h3, a healthy extra pawn for black. So rather than this, bishop g5 should be met by queen e3, bishop takes e3, knight takes e3, and this is close to equality as this extra pawn is going to fall easily with an equal ending. So this is the simplest way to get a nice position, by castling in move 11. While queen g3 is another interesting alternative. Now knight c5 can be played and it looks pretty normal. Yeah, the engine considers this equal. Yeah, but of course we can still try to do things with both colors. Well, one plan I was trying to develop with white is rook e3. Yeah, the intention is to play f4, queen h4, and rook h3. Rather than playing b5, a more solid line starts with knight bd7. Yeah, but even there is really a big line, is not an easy one to learn. In any case, Najdorf players need to make a really good work, a good memorization work. They need to know by heart their lines, because the kind of line that you are trying to play is really sharp and you are going to stay alive by the skin of your teeth in a lot of positions. So you must try to learn it by heart or playing something else, something that is not so demanding. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will be able to play this in your games as white. I hope that if you find this line in your black games, you know how to handle it. And if you found this video interesting, please remember to give me a thumbs up and to subscribe to the channel in case you haven't done it. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next one. Goodbye.